This is Valley News Live at 6.
New tonight at 6, parents in West Fargo are frustrated after another car was caught on camera this morning driving past a school bus with the stop arm out. It happened in the 2300 block of 9th Street West, that's near Brooks Harbor Elementary. According to West Fargo police, the driver did nothing wrong. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley explains.
We first showed you this video back in September. It's almost identical to the situation that happened this morning as a minivan drives southbound on 9th Street West, going by a school bus in the other lane with their stop arm out. And while many parents in the area say they're fed up with this continuing to happen, West Fargo police say it all comes down to one thing that makes it legal.
Because it's a divided highway with the barrier that occurs here on 9th Street, oncoming traffic is not required under North Dakota Century Code to stop for that violation.
Cruft says if the car wouldn't have stopped while the child was already in the crosswalk, that would have been a different story.
As soon as the person steps into a crosswalk, at that point, traffic is mandated to have to yield to them in a marked crosswalk.
Cruft says because most of the school year has been hybrid, the department hasn't seen many issues with drivers ignoring stop arms. But as kids are transitioning to more time in the classroom and eventually some warmer weather in the valley, Cruft says it's important to talk to your kids about crosswalk and pedestrian safety.
I know kids are anxious to get to school. They're anxious to get on the bus. Sometimes they're running a little bit late. We've got to take some extra time and just be conscious of our surroundings and what's going on.
In West Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
When a road is divided, or is not divided rather, it is illegal to drive by a school bus with the stop arm out in both Minnesota and North Dakota. In North Dakota, you can receive a $100 fine and have 6 points taken off your driver's license. In Minnesota, a driver who fails to stop can be fined a minimum of $500. Our stretch of cold weather keeps chugging along as we again are right around zero during the day. Hutch is here to tell us if we return again tonight to double-digit below zero temps. Hutch?
Indeed, we are on our way to those type of readings once again here in the FM area. Mike, our morning temperature today 11 below up near the international border. Notice closer to 20 below. Factor in those winds. It don't take a lot. And it's dangerous cold out there right now. Wind chills are still in the 30s below for the Devil's Lake Basin and near 20 below elsewhere. Bundle up. Wind chill warning remains in effect up to the north. Here is a look at your National Pizza Day forecast. That pizza warm in the 6 o'clock hour, cooling off, and downright cold pizza by 10 p.m. And if you're a midnight snacker, watch out for tooth chipping cold pizza. Here's what that means in real digits. 6 below in the 8 o'clock hour and temperatures in the teens below as we head to bed tonight. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows a glimmer of hope for warmer weather. I'll have details on all of that here in a few minutes.
Considering where we are right now, I like the idea of a glimmer.
Glimmers are good.
All right, thanks. Newly obtained documents shed some light on Ron Thompson, the former West Fargo teacher who's under investigation by police. Valley News team Stacy Van Dyke is in the studio now to explain. Stacy?
Mike, Ron Thompson turned in his letter of resignation as teacher at Cheyenne and West Fargo high schools last week. Tonight, school leaders are saying this investigation has nothing to do with the district. Today, we looked into Thompson's personnel file with the school, and there's nothing that would raise a red flag. The file, which is more than 100 pages, shows no disciplinary action against him. In fact, quite the opposite. For example, in 2019, a former principal thanked him for always picking up extra classes, also thanking him for his hard work and dedication. Another comment in 2018 says Thompson is very professional and an asset to the district. As for police, they're not commenting. We know that they served a search warrant on Thompson last Tuesday and visited with him at that time. That's what prompted his letter of resignation. Mike?
All right, thanks, Stacy. We also contacted the Cass County State's Attorney's Office today to find out if there's been a report filed for any possible charges. They said no, meaning the investigation is in fact ongoing. Charges have now been dropped against a local rapper and a music producer accused of stabbing 3 people. The incident happened in September at 1335 Fifth Avenue North in Fargo. Authorities say a fight broke out at a party with several people injured by knives. Jason Grant was arrested. He said he was attacked and was defending himself. We're told that the charges were dropped based on interviews with witnesses and victims. Authorities in Buffalo, Minnesota have identified this man. They say he was the gunman today at a medical clinic. 67-year-old Gregory Paul Ulrich is a longtime resident of Buffalo and is in custody tonight. He's accused of opening fire at the Alena Clinic, injuring 5 people. Authorities say that he's familiar to law enforcement. Other reports say he has a history of being unhappy with the health care that he has received. For those of you in Grand Forks, the city will be transitioning to Tier 4 of Phase 1B in the state's vaccination plan. This will include people ages 65 and up with 1 or more high-risk medical conditions. For those who work and live in other congregate settings, to more information on how eligible people can be on a waiting list, go to our website at valleynewslive.com. Sanford Health is opening up a new vaccination center in Moorhead. This will allow Sanford to keep needed doses on the Minnesota side. The new center is in the Moorhead Center Mall, right in the old Furniture for Less space. It's going to provide multiple stations for efficiency and a sizable space to keep patients from waiting out in the cold for their vaccinations. Last Friday alone, the clinic provided hundreds of vaccinations.
More reasonable in a dedicated space versus a the clinic setting when we're going to be giving that many vaccines and hope to give more.
Sanford plans to receive 1,400 vaccination doses from the state this week. Dr. Griffin says the state has been very consistent with their dose levels. These vaccines will continue to vaccinate patients still in the 1B category. These vaccine doses are now provided in pharmacies as well, and Dr. Griffin also says that spring is the ideal time to see patients and the general public beginning vaccinations. Staying on top of those latest vaccine-related news stories, well, that's easy. Here's what you do. You sign up for the VNL Vaccine Tracker. Just open up your phone camera, point it to the QR code on your screen, then tap the link that pops up. You'll have access to the national and local resources at your fingertips. Later on Valley News Live at 6, the latest on research into the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Balmy high temperatures today, but we did manage to hit 0 degrees for the first time since Friday of last week in Fargo. And we do have dangerous wind chills on the way once again. Your hour-by-hour forecast does show a little warmth. I'll tell you when. Coming up right after this.